One of the most overlooked elements as a job seeker when it comes to increasing the amount of opportunities that you get exposed to is visibility. Okay, so I want to look at how to increase your visibility on LinkedIn to actually secure more opportunities. Okay, so what you'll see here is a strategy that I refer to as the DINE strategy or the DINE system. Okay, so D stands for direct opportunities, so opportunities via direct applications being the main source, opportunities via inbound, opportunities via social and networking, and opportunities via external support systems. Okay, so primarily, if we're looking at visibility on LinkedIn, we're going to be concerning ourselves with networking and social, and also inbound opportunities will come into this as well. So from my experience actually working with hundreds and thousands of job seekers across the years, one of the most underutilized inputs or actions is actually posting and commenting on LinkedIn. Okay, it's not something that everybody enjoys. I myself personally do not enjoy social media. Okay, but I know that I have to do it for my job. If I want to acquire new clients, if I want to network with new people, if I want to speak to potential investors or just learn more about my industry, the best way for me to do that is to speak to the right people or put myself in front of the right people. Okay. One of the main issues when doing this is the amount of people that either follow you or are currently connected with you on LinkedIn. Now, most job seekers, if we look right across the board, don't necessarily have an extensive followed account, and they don't have a massive connection base, which is totally normal. Okay, but by virtue of that, your exposure and your visibility will be sort of limited to the amount of people that are already connected with you or already follow you. So we need to implement a strategy that allows other people that would be beneficial to your job search to find you, see you, engage with you, and click through anything that you actually publish into your profile to actually communicate. Okay, so if we look at this from a really simple standpoint and really simple system, the two main inputs that we can look at are the amount and consistency that you actually post on LinkedIn, publish content, and also the amount that you comment. And we want to look at exactly what those comments should look like. Okay, so a lot of the common traps that job seekers and anybody really that is using LinkedIn will fall into is inconsistent posting. Okay, the majority of people that are on LinkedIn never post at all. Okay, there are people that do post or have the best intentions of posting content, but because it doesn't come natural to them, it's not necessarily very fun or at the forefront of the mind. They may post day one, they may post day two, they may post day three, but then because they're not getting the kind of results that they're looking for in terms of impressions, likes, comments, shares, whatever it may be, they take a break or they just stop. And inconsistent posting does not benefit you. It does not appease the LinkedIn algorithm, and therefore it just is essentially useless if you are job seeking and you are posting to try and increase your visibility to expose yourself to other opportunities. The majority of people that come to me for help have never commented. Okay, the people that have commented are not actually implementing a strategy. There's no strategy behind it. So you'll get a lot of people that say commenting for better reach. You'll get other people that say a great post, or you'll get some people that just say leaving a comment to support this or whatever it may be. But there's no real intention behind it. It's kind of commenting for comment's sake. Okay. The other thing that we really don't want to do as a job seeker, and a common trap that people fall into, is pitching yourself in comments. Okay, so these are salesy type comments. They may be comments that you leave on job posts. Okay, and usually they'll kind of follow a format of, I'm interested in this position. I'm a data analyst with 5 years of experience, and I specialize in X, Y, or Z. Okay, realistically, no one's going to read that, especially if you leave in too long of a comment and it is salesy. It is self-promotion in the comments. Okay, so we want to avoid that. It's a complete waste of time. Most of the time when people leave those comments as well, they're not value driven. So they don't actually provide the necessary information for somebody to potentially evaluate you or to pique interest. Okay, it's just a list of tools and a list of skills, which is not useful. Okay, one of the other traps that people fall into is they'll comment on low reach posts or only comment on low reach posts. And what that does is it actually equates to low impact, especially when it comes to visibility. It doesn't benefit you. And what we want to do is tap into high reach posts so that we can essentially leech might be the correct word, but we can essentially tap into individuals that have a high follower account that post very regularly and get a lot of reach. We can tap into their exposure to gain more impressions, gain more visibility, and then by virtue of that, gain more potential inbound opportunities, gain more potential networking opportunities, referral opportunities, etc. Okay, and one of the other common traps, or the last common trap that I've listed here, is there's just no system, no tracking. So a lot of it is totally random. You don't know if it's working, you don't know if it's not working. Okay, so we want to have a system in place, but we want to make it as simple as possible for people to follow. Okay, so to actually appease this strategy and gain opportunities via inbound and networking, we are going to need to both comment and post. The way that we make this as easy as possible is to actually have 3 post and comment types, okay? And they're the exact same across both commenting and posting. And they are external value posts and comments, expert insight posts and comments, and personal promotion posts and comments. Okay, so if we look at this from like a bird's eye view, External value comments and posts should really be there to either teach somebody something, to share opportunities, to share wins, to share information that could be beneficial for somebody like you. Okay, and it's as simple as that. It's to help others and increase your reach. Expert insight posts really break down projects, industry insights, news. It could be lessons, frameworks, strategies. This type of comment, this type of post is to really show your expertise in a specific niche. And when it comes to comments, it doesn't always have to be your niche. But when it comes to posts, it should be posts that show your expertise in your niche. And these types of posts will appeal to people like you, and it will appeal to potential hiring managers and recruiters that are looking to speak to people like you. Now, when we look at personal promotion, very, very simple. We are just trying to essentially tell people, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what value I bring, and this is what I'm currently open to. Okay? It's all about telling your story, getting yourself put in front of the correct people, and potentially opening doors. This one here should be the most obvious type of post for people to do, especially if you're on the market looking for work. But most of the time when I speak to potential clients or new clients that I'm working with, so new job seekers that I'm working with, the first thing I ask them is, have you ever done a post on LinkedIn to let people know that you're looking for work? More often than not, the answer is no. And more often than not, they actually don't know why they haven't done it. Okay? But this is all this is. This is posts about you, who you are, what you do, what you're looking for. This is posts to showcase that you are an expert in your niche and to communicate with other people in your niche that may be interested in similar things. And these are posts to actually showcase value and help others. The purpose of this type of post here, this external value post, is not to land a job on the back of it. Okay? None of these posts will instantly do that. The idea for this type of post is to communicate with people like you that are in either a similar position job searching, a similar position working on similar types of projects, or that are looking for advice or help to work on similar types of things that you are. Okay? This will help you communicate with people like you. And the benefit of this is, especially if there are other job seekers that are commenting and engaging with your posts, they will be connected with and followed by people that you are not. But most likely, if you're a data scientist and you're posting external value content that may appeal to other data scientists, then those people that engage with your content will be connected with recruiters that you're not connected with. They'll be connected with hiring managers that you're not connected with. They'll be connected with people that know about opportunities that you've never heard about. And that's what we want to do in terms of increasing your exposure on a platform. Once your LinkedIn profile is fully optimized, you've got your open to work banner on your photo, your headline is optimized in a way that it makes you very easily understandable and identifiable, then what that means is every time you post, people will click through into your profile if they see value in your post. The exact same with the expert insight post. So expert insight posts, we're looking to potentially appeal to people like you or more senior than you, okay, that will have an interest in similar topics. And the content that you're posting will resonate more with them because they might be working on similar things. Hence, they may know of opportunities that are focused in on those areas that may actually be useful for you. And the exact same thing with personal promotion. The personal promotion and the success that you get from these types of posts is really drawn off the back of both of these. Okay, if you are regularly doing external value posts and expert insight posts, and then you do personal promotion posts off the back of it, the people that are finding value out of both of these are more likely to actually engage with your personal promotion posts, hence increasing your reach. And then the type of post that this is, where you're essentially putting yourself out there, selling yourself as a attainable and viable option for potential companies, will get more reach. But if you only ever do posts like this, and you're not actually showcasing value or your expertise, then it's going to be very difficult to gain traction. Okay, all three of these types of posts are very easily built, very easily written, and they're very manageable. Okay, so what we want to do is have a strategy where you can essentially schedule these types of posts every week, spend 20 to 30 minutes a week on just building them. Most likely the best time to do that would be on a Sunday evening, and then you've got all of your posts scheduled. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to spend too much time actually working on them, and there are systems that I teach inside the STEM Career Accelerator to help you do that in no time at all. Similarly, with the comment strategy, we want to use these same types of buckets. Okay. However, we will be shifting the focus in terms of which types of comments we're looking to do more than others. So expert insight comments, these are crucial, and these are the things that are really going to boost your visibility on the platform. So these types of comments are comments that are slightly longer. They're more insightful. You will show an acknowledgement, an insight, and a CTA. So CTA being a call to action, your comment will end usually either with a question, a conclusion, or a statement. Okay, that CTA is designed to entice people to comment back on your comment, or engage with your comment, or like your comment. Okay, these expert insight comments are primarily going to be done on posts that are published by accounts or by people that have a high follower account and have a regular posting schedule. Okay, so these people, if we wanted to define what that type of profile might look like, will have anywhere from 30,000 followers to 300,000 followers plus. Okay, I refer to these types of accounts as high net worth LinkedIn accounts because they have a huge follower base and huge reach. What we want to do is be commenting on these types of posts every single day. And there's a a file that I have inside the STEM Career Accelerator where I've essentially listed 100 plus of these type of accounts. And all you need to essentially do is follow these accounts on LinkedIn, these people, set alerts so you get notified every single day when they post. And usually these people will post between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. Local time. So you know exactly when they're going to post. And what you want to be doing is trying to comment within the first 30 minutes of that post being active. And then what will happen here is, as their reach grows, because a lot of these posts will get anywhere from 50 to a few thousand likes and a lot of comments. If you comment early, then your comment will be seen by the majority of people that ever engage with that post. What this means is that your comment will have a greater chance at landing more impressions than the other comments that actually land on that post. Okay, and there is method behind this madness. Okay, it isn't important to comment on in terms of expert insight comments, it isn't important to just focus your comments on posts that are surrounding your particular niche. So if you're a data analyst, you don't only have to comment on data analyst posts. Okay, you could be commenting on someone that is a growth marketer. It could be someone that works in sales. It could be an entrepreneur. It could be someone within healthcare. It could be someone within sports. It really doesn't matter. Okay, what you need to remember is this. These accounts, or these people that are followed by hundreds of thousands of other professionals, will not have like a one singular target demographic in the follower base. So if you comment on somebody's post, that means that your profile picture with Open to Work, your headline, will essentially be shared across thousands and thousands of people's LinkedIn feeds every time that you do these comments. And that, compounded, will have a huge effect for people, one, seeing who you are, and two, you getting click-throughs and people visiting your profile. And that's the sort of visibility that we want, because this will then drive inbound opportunities and potential networking and social opportunities, which are important for referral, because that's where the social visibility lies. Okay. The beauty of this is, because these types of posts, okay, so the type of posts that you will do expert insight comments on, get such a massive reach, they don't kind of get posted, they get visibility for a day or two, and then that's it. They will be seen for up to 8 weeks, or maybe more, depending on the success of the post. The second type of comment that we want is external value. Okay, so the easiest way to do this is to comment on job posts, even if it's not for you. So let's say you're a data analyst. Okay, to do an external value comment, you might be commenting on other jobs that are within the same sort of wheelhouse. Or what I mean by that is, it may be a post on LinkedIn where somebody's sharing information about a software engineering vacancy, or a data science vacancy, or a data engineering vacancy, or an AI/ML vacancy, or a data analyst vacancy that just isn't a good fit for you. And all you want to do here is essentially comment to say it's a great opportunity and it's sharing with other people. Okay, because that will attract attention from other peers, other professionals within your industry, and other job seekers. What that also means is, whenever those job seekers actually then share that post or like that post, you will have a comment towards the top that will then be seen by recruiters that are also interested in the types of people that are interested in that post. Okay, hence increasing your visibility, hence giving you a better exposure for inbound opportunities and networking and referral opportunities. Okay, if your comment is liked by the person who's done the post, i.e. somebody in a target company or a recruiter, then what that means is your comment in that post will be seen by everybody that they work with. But also, if they are a recruiter and they like your comment, then all the recruiters outside of their business that they're connected with or that follow them will see your comment. And if you have your Open to Work banner and your headline done correctly, then that is a signal to other companies and other recruiters that you are on the market. And that's what we're looking for. And then the last one is the personal promotion comments. So this is for job posts on LinkedIn that are exactly for you. So if you're a data analyst and you find a data analyst job posting on LinkedIn, I'm talking about an actual post that's been published and not the actual advertisement. If you see a post on LinkedIn where sharing information about a data analyst job that you're interested in, what we don't want you to do is pitch yourself. Okay, we don't want to fall into this trap. Where are we? No, we don't want to fall into this trap because it doesn't benefit you at all. What we're going to do is leave a comment like this. Okay, sounds like a great opportunity. What's the best way to apply? Even if the post says, click this link to apply here, or email me at X to apply here, it doesn't matter. What we want to do and what we're trying to do by leaving this comment is not to find out what the best way to apply actually is. We're trying to get the person who's posted to comment back or like your comment, because what that does is it will then increase the amount of impressions on the comment. The other people in their business will see your comment, and other recruiters and other people that they're connected with outside of their business will see your comment. And if you have the Open to Work spotlight on and your headline is correctly optimized, then people will get a signal that you're on the market, increasing your visibility, networking opportunities. Okay, and it's as simple as that. So what that actually looks like. So if we just look here, so an expert insight comment would be something like this. So 15 to 55 characters or words long. And it needs to start with an acknowledgement of the actual post. So you read in the post, you give a first statement. Okay, you then want to give your insight, and then you want to end with either an end statement or a question. Okay, super simple. You don't want to overthink it at all. We've got systems in place where you can actually automate this. It's the exact same system that I use every day. And what you should really be looking for here is to get these out and done around the time that you're actually scheduling your own posts. So 15 minutes before you post, 15 minutes after you post. Okay. This one here is your external value comment. Okay. It sounds like a great opportunity. I'm commenting for better reach and to share with other job seekers in my network. Simple as that. And it can literally be a copy paste. And then for the personal promotion, sounds like a great opportunity. What's the best way for me to apply for this position? Okay. So this really is the fastest way to increase your visibility on LinkedIn. Okay, so if you post 1 to 3 times per day, okay, and you average, let's say, 500 impressions per post, that means you're looking at a maximum of 1,500 impressions per day just from posting. So this is you actually publishing posts. Okay, so what you can take from this is the posts will be visible or will have been seen by 1,500 people on their respective feeds. Okay, which isn't bad. But if we're trying to maximize our visibility, what we also want to do is have a comment strategy in place. So realistically, LinkedIn will allow you to still reap the benefits from doing 1 to 3 posts per day on LinkedIn. But if you do any more than that, it will be flagged for spam, and you will be essentially shadow banned, or it will essentially push the sort of reach that you could potentially get from your post down. Okay, they don't want people doing post after post after post after post because it doesn't signal intent or expert insight. Okay, it just signals spam. However, LinkedIn will allow you to do up to 100 comments a day on other people's posts. And if we just look at this in a similar way, if you averaged 500 impressions per comment, then you're getting a maximum of 50,000 impressions per day. There's a massive difference here. And if you've got your open to work banner there, you've got your headline correctly written, and people get the signal that you're actually open to opportunities, it's much more beneficial for you to be seen by 50,000 people than it is to just 1,500. And especially if you're somebody that isn't posting or commenting, look at the difference. Okay? The beauty of this is that based on LinkedIn's algorithm, the more consistent you are with posts and comments, the more it will push it and the more reach you'll get. So let's say day 1, you do 1 to 3 posts. This is what your impressions might look like. If you do 50 to 100 comments, this is what your impressions might look like. But if you do this every day over a 2-week period, by the end of that 2-week period, your posts will get much more value and reach, and then by virtue of that, more impressions, just because LinkedIn values consistency. Okay, so if you do this consistently over time, the results compound as well, because every single day, these posts still exist. Okay, it's not a case of you comment on a Monday and your reach is limited to the Monday. It will always be there and it will always continue to grow. The exact same for your posts. So what we want people to actually see is that you're somebody that engages on LinkedIn. You provide value, you provide expert insight, and you are also promoting yourself because you are a job seeker. And if you do 1 to 3 posts a day and 100 comments per day over a month, every single day, then your reach and your visibility on LinkedIn is going to increase massively. And by virtue of that, it will lead to more inbound opportunities, more network opportunities, more referral opportunities, okay? And just opportunities to speak to people as well for information gathering, which will help support your applications when doing the direct applications as well, okay? But most importantly, you'll tap into an audience that you would never have reached by just posting only or connecting only or sending cold DMs, which is these two especially are what most people will focus on. Okay, now if we just have a quick look at the types of posts and execution. So this would be a daily execution plan. This would be ideal. So in terms of posting, what we're looking at here is we want to be posting at least 1 to 3 times a day. Okay, if you're not posting already, just start with 1. The best window to do this in is between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. your local time. Okay, and that's what we're looking at. Okay, you just have to pick a time and be consistent and just schedule it at the same time every day. In terms of commenting, we're looking at 50 to 100 comments a day. And we want to start commenting 15 minutes before your post actually goes live and 15 minutes after your post goes live. Okay, because what this does is it boosts the potential for impressions on your post by virtue of you engaging and showing value to other people's content. Okay, it's just the way the LinkedIn algorithm works, and it's what we want to do to appease it. Okay, in terms of time investment, it's not actually that much. We've got tools here and resources in the STEM Career Accelerator that allow you to automate this. It's the exact same resources that I use with every single day, and it's the exact same resources that my clients that I work with every single day use. Okay, realistically, you should be able to get 60 to 100 comments out every single day using the system, and you should be able to schedule a week's worth of posts in 20 minutes. Okay. And it isn't that much of a time investment. So if you're somebody that says, I just don't have enough time to do this, I'll tell you right now that you do. Okay, because I've seen thousands of people do this. Okay, I've seen people do this that work full-time. I've seen people do this that go to university. I've seen people who do this that work and go to university. And I've seen people who do this that go to university, work, and have a family commitments as well. Okay, so you can definitely do it. Okay, 20 minutes on a Sunday, and that's your post done. 30 minutes a day, and there's your comments done. That's it. All you have to do is commit to 30 minutes a day. Okay, but to see what these sort of posts look like, Okay, so we would automate this and actually build them out using ChatGPT and Claude. But if we're looking at external value posts, what we're actually looking at here is we want to, so this is one of my posts, okay? So 8 things job seeker gets wrong and how ATS actually works, okay? So this would be a type of post that even you could do as a job seeker, because what we're looking at is to provide information that will be useful for people like you in the same situation. So other job seekers would comment and like this type of post. The purpose of this is that it's simple to follow, it's easy language, okay? But there is a clear action point. Okay, there's a clear next step and a clear quick win for the person who's reading it. The other thing that we want to do with this, ideally, is have a picture post there. And the best way to do this is to build out an infographic. And this is something that I help and teach people to do inside the STEM Career Accelerator. Picture posts and video posts will get way more reach than just having a text post. Okay, and that's what we want to try and do with every single post, if possible. This one here is your expert insight post. So this is going to be detailed, high level, very specific to your niche, okay? And we're looking for stats and different things in here. These are the types of things that are going to start a conversation with people like you, okay? So you want them to comment, you want them to like, you want them to repost it, and want people to read this and then follow you or regularly engage with you because they see you as an expert in your niche. There are 2 ways that we can actually support these types of posts. One is to do an infographic or a picture post, okay? Very simple to do. And the other, which is something that maybe takes slightly more commitment, but is definitely worthwhile, would be to create a newsletter on LinkedIn. Okay, this is brilliant because especially as a job seeker, you can document pretty much every single day, or you could do it once a week, or you could do it twice a week. Okay, but what you can do is split your newsletter posts up. So you can document your time as a job seeker, so then people will resonate and understand and learn from you and support you, and other people that are hiring will see this because you've got a newsletter. But the second thing that we can do is when you do your expert insight posts, you can do a smaller expert insight post. You can have a picture that goes with it, and then you can have a link at the bottom down here that says, read my full breakdown in my newsletter. People will click through, and then you can do a full detail post about it in depth that realistically only the people that would ever find it worthwhile will actually read. Okay, so we're looking at different ways that we can kind of gain outreach. The beauty of this is as well, it will go to people's email addresses as well as getting notified on LinkedIn. So it's just different avenues that we can look at. And the third is personal promotion posts. So like, for example, data analyst looking for the next opportunity, actively looking for a data analyst or business analyst role in location, giving information about what value you bring, a few examples based on work that you've done. This could be from your resume, and then leaving the CTA at the end. There are different things that you can do with this. Humanize it and let people know who you are. Put a face to the name. Okay. You could also attach your resume as a PDF, so then that's also on there. Or you can do a infographic as well, which represents all of the information that's in here. But it's super simple. There are 3 buckets: external value, expert insight, personal promotion, both for commenting and posting. We want to post 1 to 3 times a day, comment 50 to 100 times a day, okay? And the time investment for that is 30 minutes a day for commenting, 20 minutes a week for scheduling posts, okay? The idea is that we want to really drive inbound opportunities and opportunities via networking and social. And the way to do this is to drive impressions on LinkedIn. Commenting is the best way to increase your visibility, but if you are also posting as well, then people will see your value and see you as an expert in your niche, and that's what we're looking to do. If you want any more advice on this, head over to the STEM Career Accelerator. I'll leave a link in the description below, and come speak to me inside there if you want any more information. But it's super simple. This is the most simplistic way to actually implement a social posting and comment strategy to boost your visibility. And what this will do is it will give you more profile views, more opportunities for both job applications, for networking, for referrals, and information gathering to support your job search. Okay, awesome.